Hi everyone, and welcome back to Hit or Miss Hallmark Movie Reviews. I'm Daniela.
And I'm John. Today we're reviewing the new Lacey Chabert movie.
This is exciting. What's it called?
Haul Out the Holly.
This was a big one. I think a lot of people were looking forward to this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody looks forward to a Lacey movie.
She is the new queen of Hallmark, or Christmas, I guess, right?
Hallmark Christmas.
That's what they say. Yeah.
I guess we'll get right into it.
Yeah.
So what's this one about?
Emily, played by Lacey Chabert, arrives home hoping to visit her parents, only to find that they are going on a trip of their own. While she stays at their house for the holidays, the HOA, Jared, played by Wes Brown, is determined to get Emily involved in the neighborhood Christmas festivities. And boy, do they take it seriously. Wow.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people that really were annoyed by the HOA thing. I think that's just like overall, not even in this movie. It's just like they find that whole thing
What
annoying.
is it? Host of activities, or?
Is it? Yeah, I think so. Well, yeah,
Makes
I mean,
sense.
Yeah, but you know, it didn't bother me. It made me think of like Christmas House and like those crazy sort of.
I definitely got like Christmas with the Cranks and even like,
definitely.
Home Alone.
Okay, come and get me.
When they're like at the airport, like it was very rushed and fast-paced.
Yeah, I mean,
exciting.
I'll say right off the bat, the pacing in this one was like quick fire to the point where I haven't seen any Hallmark movie this quick.
Very, very quick, yeah.
Like, it almost felt like there was a lot of extra jokes or a lot of extra improv on set that they just wanted to jam in the movie, so they really peppered it in there.
I really liked the way this movie started off. So I liked the flashback scene with the kids at the beginning. I thought that was really cute. I loved the breakup scene with present-day Lacey and Dan. That boyfriend that she breaks up with is so great. He had like the smallest part in all of this.
Well, that was also the quickest, probably funniest breakup scene I've seen in a Hallmark movie.
And it was great.
And they just got to the point and just like, all right, bye.
This was great. It was quick, it was fun, it was funny, it kept your attention throughout. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, quite entertaining. I had a lot of fun watching this movie.
The performances made this movie for me. They were all great. I loved the little quirks that all of the neighbors seem to have, like Pamela, for instance, who's from Reba.
Yeah, she was
Forget the actress's name now, but she was like that super serious Christmas hardcore baking champion.
She was almost borderline like not Hallmark. Like I almost like expect her to drop some F-bombs or something.
Exactly,
You know?
She was that kind of person. I thought Mary, who was played by Ellen Travolta.
Yeah, she did a great job.
That's cool, yeah. She was like that older neighbor who, she liked to be social media savvy. She was doing stuff like, you know, spill the tea and FOMO. Like she was saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
She was very funny. And then of course Ned.
Stephen
Tobolowsky, yeah. I mean, the overzealous, Christmas-obsessed, off-the-wall, super dedicated Christmas committee member. He was great.
Yeah,
he was
all
amazing.
the side characters. I mean, he was actually pretty much one of my favorites, including the leads.
Yeah, and I also really liked the parents. I thought that they were like kooky and very enthusiastic about everything. Okay, so my only gripe here was there really enough of a story here? I just think of this movie as like a group or a town of like Christmas-obsessed people and Lacey getting into the spirit of things. It seemed like one big race to like some finish line.
Yeah, and I feel like that is the story. It's like, you know, you can
Yeah, but is that enough? It was enough to keep me engaged, so maybe it was.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I was still yearning for a little bit of story, and I'm going to mention that in Nit Picky after, because there was one point that I would have like cleared up. But other than that, it is just the race. It is a Christmas House story.
I still felt with Christmas House, though, there were a lot of side stories that were great. The brother and adopting the kids, the parents maybe getting a divorce.
Should we move on to performances?
Yeah, sure. You know, we love Lacey in everything. I think she's very sweet, she's charming, she's endearing in everything, and she was no different here. I thought this was classic Lacey.
It is classic Lacey, but she altered her performance, and she's like one of those one-note actresses that does the one note perfectly. You don't want her to change. You don't want another note, and she is very subdued. But she pulled it out a little more in this one, and she was a great supporting comedienne, if you will.
Yeah.
And you know, not terribly funny on her own, but she doesn't need to be. She was surrounded by a cast that was quite hilarious.
When she's funny, I think she does it in a bit more of a like subtle kind of way.
Yeah.
Not so much dry and sarcastic, but like along those lines.
Yeah,
it's
well,
kind of
she's
like undercutting someone.
She can be
else.
funny by just looking annoyed.
Yeah,
you know?
pretty much. She's got like that face.
Yeah.
She could do the eyes.
And I loved her in this movie, as I do in
she was great.
all the other movies.
But the standout for me here was actually Wes Brown. I think he looked great. I loved the glasses. I am I am really loving Hallmark's sexy, nerdy Clark Kent vibe that's going on because we had it in Merry Measure.
Yeah, we're with Brendan Penny. We're pulling this out a little bit, yeah, for sure.
I am digging it.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense, and I like the geeky. I mean,
his little clipboard.
Wes Brown's also the standout for me here, and to the point where he was so good in this movie, I can't even remember him in another movie.
I remember him. He was in one of the Nashville ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
he was like a musician.
And like seeing him play a normal sort of calm character now, it just won't seem right. Like I loved him in this movie so much.
He was over the top. He was obsessed with Christmas. He was the epitome of HOA. He had the Clark Kent looks, and he was like sophisticated and charming and funny. He had the full package here.
Yeah, he did.
was a stand-up for me. I loved him. I loved this character a lot. He played it really well, too.
Yeah, very much so. And aside from the leads, for me, Stephen Tobolowsky was definitely a standout. Like, he was just so quirky and weird on screen. I loved how they wrote his character. I loved that they also named him in a likeness to his character, Ned Ryerson, in Groundhog Day.
Bill?
Phil? Hey, Phil? Phil?
Yeah.
That's the line. When I said that, you were like, no, Ned.
Yeah,
you didn't know it was from Groundhog Day.
His filmography is insane. He's got such credits.
He's in everything, pretty much.
Yeah, he's been in so much.
Actor to go to. He was such a fun character.
But he was great. And further to the Groundhog Day thing, there was, right after they introduced his character in Hollow the Holly, somebody mentioned something like, oh, I wish we could just have Christmas every day, which was totally a throw to Groundhog Day. And I was like, oh, that's a great little Easter egg.
That's a good Easter egg right
this,
there,
this was filled with Easter eggs as well.
And okay, OMG, I had a moment. Christopher, why I can't tell you, I can't even get his name out because I get too excited and my mouth can't form the words. Christopher Polaha cameo.
He is a wonderful cameo man. Is that a word?
I literally gasped out loud.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. He's here.
I think both of us yelled a little bit. It was great to see him on screen. He is such a commanding presence that he just works
like
in.
My eyes and ears go right to him because I think he has such a great voice, such a great theater voice. He must have gone.
To that note, it was very, very obvious because he was in a couple of the scenes and they obviously had some of the cameo people together. But in that scene at the end with the Christmas caroling, they really could have used him because that was some bad caroling, and I just wanted his voice.
Well,
I was listening for it, and I was like,
right.
is he in the back? Is he in the back? Oh, no, he's just not there that day.
Oh, that voice. I mean, he's very commanding on screen. My eyes go right to him, and I really have a hard time focusing on anyone else if he's in the scene.
Yeah, maybe
He's that great of an actor. And he's also just, like, I'm sure I've mentioned, he's just so, like, cool and calm. Collected, like he's just so cool.
Yeah, he was a perfect cameo because he can walk on set and just be exactly what you need.
Yeah. Why don't we get a little bit nitpicky?
Bring your own.
Okay, first and foremost, I'm getting confused by a few things. I swear I am hearing that these movies are taking place in Evergreen or Evergreen Lane.
It was Evergreen Lane, so it was just a street. I mean, Evergreen.
But it wasn't connected.
For one, Evergreen is in the south.
Okay, but what about Tale of Two Christmases? We didn't mention this in our review, but I could have sworn that took place in Evergreen. When she went back home, it was Evergreen, and then they had the red truck from Evergreen.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought maybe there's some Easter egg thing happening.
We forgot about that. That might have been a name.
I don't know.
I think in this movie it was more of a name drop, and it was actually closer to a likeness of Simpsons name drop because they lived on Evergreen Terrace.
I doubt it was a Simpsons. No,
well, I know, but I doubt
so.
it was either. It was just Evergreen sounds nice.
Well, I just wasn't sure. If someone knows, like, let us know. I don't know if maybe I'm just hearing it. I don't know. But I loved the little Christmas in Vienna, very meta Easter egg.
Also directed by McLean Nelson.
McLean Nelson. We love that guy. I loved that Lacey's character, Emily, was watching that in the living room.
Yeah.
And love when Hallmark references themselves. I am all for meta moments.
Oh, for sure.
Especially in Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
I need more of them. I love them. Creed and Nickelback references. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my heart skipped a little beat for the Nickelback. Obviously, whatever.
I mean, we're from Canada.
We're from Canada,
generally
so
most Canadians hate Nickelback, but we get how it rolls.
I don't hate Nickelback.
I mean, I don't hate them either. It's
I'm not a huge Nickelback fan.
No, but
as we've mentioned, we love any kind of Canadian reference.
Oh, for sure.
So,
well, it's funny you're saying the Canadian because right after when they reference it, somebody sings a part of a Creed song. And so and that was what I was saying. I said on Facebook, I think Creed is basically America's Nickelback. And somebody responded, they're like, no, Nickelback is America's Nickelback. I was like, well, yeah, I forgot.
Funny.
They really hit big there.
Yeah, they're huge.
And I like that there was a Nickelback poster on her wall in her bedroom.
I loved it. I was like, yes, Nickelback, let's acknowledge. Look, they're world famous for a reason. There's a lot of people out there who actually really like Nickelback.
Of course. No, hey, props to them.
I just love that they're Canadian. I loved that there was a reference. Like, I kind of like when Hallmark references like real world stuff, that they're not just in this little bubble.
Yeah, especially when it ties into Canada, because usually they're always in Canada.
Yeah, so I like it when they reference movies, bands, music that we're actually listening to in the real world, present day.
For sure.
So I was really happy when I saw that here. And on the same note, there was a little nod to Notting Hill.
A Notting Hill nod?
I'm just a girl standing in front of a yada yada, that famous line, so that was great,
cute.
yeah.
I really like it. And yeah, those are all good nitpickies. I mean, if I had to...
Yes, those are all good
I did have the one, and it was story-based, and this was in Wes Brown's character. And it feels like they almost either cut it out of the movie, or I missed it. I don't know how I would have missed it twice, but...
Oh, his backstory.
Yeah, well, the backstory, he mentions
or
his
lack thereof.
Yeah, he mentions his parents aren't around, and I don't think he mentioned, you know, necessarily how they died. Not that that's important, or they just weren't around.
Yeah,
but there wasn't a tie-in to clear that up. Like, he saw Emily's parents as like his parents growing up because his parents weren't around.
Maybe it wasn't clear, right?
No, it almost feels like they just left it unsaid. And like he mentioned it once, and then. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we missed it.
But
we missed it a few times.
Again, that does go back to just wanting a little bit more of a story here, some side story.
I feel
to
like
the silliness.
even in the direction, maybe they just had a really funny movie going, and whatever that scene might not have fit in the movie. Maybe it got left on the cutting room floor because it was kind of a bummer and it didn't really push the story forward.
Yeah.
I don't think the story needed to be pushed forward too much more than what it was at the surface, which was, you know.
Well, that's why we mention it in Nit Picky.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go back to the scoreboard next week.
Prediction scoreboard. Yeah, we have to retally our votes and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, last weekend almost killed us.
It was just overwhelming. I'm like, there's no way we're gonna keep up.
But we're almost
with
on track. We're still like 4 movies behind.
Almost.
I think we'll get there.
It is what it is. That's the reality.
So, why don't we talk about the writer and director?
Yeah, the writer here is Andy Sandberg.
Andy Sandberg?
What? That's not on the checklist.
Well, no, not to be confused with Andy Samberg, our other favorite guy.
I mean, let's be honest, Sandberg is the weird one.
I guess so, yeah. And other writing credits include, well, there's only one other Hallmark, which was 5 More Minutes with, what's her name? Nikki DeLoach. That was a sad one.
Yeah, we actually didn't watch that, but people really like that one.
The director here is McLean Nelson.
Yeah, we love McLean Nelson.
Yeah.
This is weird. I thought he was more of a, you know, kind of a heartfelt director. I really didn't see hard comedy coming from him, but he did
almost like slapstick-ish, right?
Yeah, but he did a great job.
I mean, one of our favorites from his is Presence of Love. I mean, talk about, I was bawling my eyes out when we were watching
I know, that's what I was wondering. It's
Yeah.
like the last time he pleased us, we were both crying, and this time we were
goodness.
both crying laughing. So.
We loved that
well
one,
done,
though.
McLean Nelson.
Some other credits include Presence of Love, as we said, Hidden Gems,
Oh, yeah.
Christmas in Vienna,
Yeah, which got it.
the Easter egg, which we talked about, Small Town Christmas, Love, Christopher Palaha. Yeah, we're huge fans of his.
Yeah. He's up there with one of our favorites.
Yeah, he's
or
great.
Possibly our favorite.
Yeah.
So in that sense, let's bring up our Christmas meter.
Let's do it.
How Christmassy was this movie for you?
Well, I mean, it was very Christmassy. That doesn't necessarily mean I loved it. I did really like it, though, a lot. I am going to give Haul Out the Holly 8 Maids of Milk.
Nominal. And I'm going to give Haul Out the Holly 10 Lords of Leaping.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I like this a little more than you. I mean, I liked the humor. I thought this was just an entertaining movie, and I didn't need to
I
think
definitely
too much
liked
more
the
about
humor.
it.
I was just looking for a little bit more of a side story, a few side stories.
I mean, we got
something.
stories and all the rest. I wouldn't mind if one was just about decorating a tree. I mean, there's definitely movies with a lot less substance than this that are less entertaining.
Maybe, yeah. It was very entertaining and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, which is the main thing for me.
Yeah.
So let's bring up the Christmas list. Bring down the Christmas list?
Comes down, doesn't it? Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Christmas confusion.
No.
Not in the traditional sense.
No, not in what we're looking for. A Christmas party.
Yes.
Absolutely.
A character with a holiday name. No. You would think, right?
Yeah.
But no.
No. Reference to decorating or picking out the perfect tree.
Yes, definitely. Ice skating. No. I don't remember seeing that.
No, there wasn't. Santa makes an appearance.
Yes. Character obsessed with Christmas. Wow.
I mean, yeah, I think everybody.
Multiple characters obsessed with Christmas.
I would give it to
whole street.
I would give it to Stephen Tobolowsky in this.
A hot beverage. Yes.
Yes. Horse-drawn sleigh. Nay.
Christmas in the title. No.
No. Granted a Christmas wish.
No. Snowball fight. Yes, an
Yes, there
epic
was.
one. So
Yeah,
far, the
that
best
was-
snowball fight we've seen.
That is the best snowball fight aside from Campfire
But
Christmas.
that was with the balls.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
the balloons.
But that was the only one that even holds the.
That was a great one.
Hold it.
Yeah.
This one. Christmas caroling.
So yes, there was.
Yes, there definitely
Yes.
was. But it was missing Christopher Palacio, so it might as well not even have been caroling.
I agree. Magical Christmas or Christmas magic. No.
Yeah. A mistletoe kiss.
No.
Nye.
Real snow. We're gonna say no to this, right? No, I don't think so.
We are, but they made it feel snowy. They did a good job with set designing. I'm pretty sure this was filmed in August.
Yes, in Utah, supposedly.
In Utah.
So
So
it's
it was-
probably stifling
Yeah,
heat.
Lacey was saying that it was hot as balls, and they were
Yeah, I can't even
wearing
imagine.
like
So
parkas and stuff.
definitely no
Yeah.
for that one.
But this is a fun watch.
It was
Definitely
fun,
high
entertaining.
recommend.
Very quick, very fast paced. If you're looking for something super light and super just quick,
And funny, and if you don't mind the silly, it's definitely for you.
yeah. And if you watched it, what did you think? Where did it rate on the Christmas meter for you? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, and we will see you back next episode for the review of A Holiday Spectacular.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.